Now there's reports out that Baker Mayfield has went to Montana with Odell Beckham and his family. You know, all these reports, Baker Mayfield is Beckham taking vacations together, real good friends in a locker room. You know what Odell Beckham is? A fucking snake. He's a fucking snake. I mean, if you're going to force your way out of a situation and you're going to backstab one of your friends and then you're not going to talk to him after you do it, yeah, I'll tell you right now, if I'm another team out there and I'm a quarterback, I'm saying to myself, I don't want no part of this clown. I don't want no part of this clown. I mean, it's just a matter of time before he turns on you. I mean, it's crazy. I wish nothing but the worst for this guy. I mean, seriously, some people just deserve bad karma. And I think that's what happened to him with all his injuries. Same thing happened to Mayfield. If you want to look at the honest to God truth, Mayfield came into this league brash, punking Hugh Jackson, a 40-year-old man that got fired, and Mayfield just humiliated him on the sidelines. And now look at Mayfield being, hey, karma. I don't believe in karma. But Mayfield's tasting karma right now because he's like the laughing stock of the NFL. I mean, everyone's just ripping him. And I happen to think he's going to rise above that this weekend and play out of his fucking mind. I think that's when he's at his best. I harken back to the playoff games. He played. He was as accurate as I've ever seen, and he played great. But Mayfield got a dose of reality, the karma, and I also believe Beckham's getting a taste of karma too with all his injuries. So I mean, if I'm another team out there, from especially a quarterback's standpoint, how can you trust this guy? I mean, how could you? And even Jarvis Landry too. I understand they're like boys from back in the day. I don't even think I'd want Jarvis on the team right now. If I was the Browns, I'd try working out some kind of deal where you could get rid of him too. I mean, the season's over anyway, unless you win. You got 9 games left. I figure 7-2 will get you in the playoffs. Maybe 8-1 will get you in the playoffs. But you got to basically play mistake-free football. And Kevin Stefanski, Cleveland Browns team isn't about mistake-free football. They lead the league in penalties. Andrew Berry's made some horrific signings. $40 million Austin Hooper is just unbelievably horrible. And yet everyone thinks Andrew Berry's this young up-and-coming GM. He's one of the worst GMs I've ever seen. They should have been trying to trade Beckham all season. They knew this wasn't going to work. In fact, I do believe they held Beckham out first game of the season and the second game of the season because they wanted to get a win, and they know Mayfield's a better quarterback without him. That's a fact. Now, and I think you could bring any other player into Cleveland. Good receiver, great receiver. And I don't think Mayfield would have a problem. I do specifically think this is just a Beckham thing. They don't mix. Mayfield wasn't trying to not get on the ball on purpose. That's a fallacy. But you can't try. Beckham's what you call a snake in the grass. He's a snake in the grass. And I don't know if I'm another team that's got a good locker room right now with playoffs. He's almost like an Earl Thomas type character. I mean, how can you trust this guy? So, I mean, if you want to bring in a problem like that, it's just a matter of time before he's unhappy. Now, I will say this in his defense. We were 3-1 after the Vikings game. Mayfield played absolutely horrible. I think he had 2 catches, and he did make a statement saying that, hey, we're 3-1, keep the train rolling. Now's not the time for controversy. And we started losing. And that's on Kevin Stefanski. So, Beckham was actually, kept his mouth shut. And we started losing. That was his out. He never wanted to be in Cleveland in the first place. But he was not a malcontent until we started losing. And that's on Kevin Stefanski. So in a way, I don't blame him for wanting to be out. But the manner in which he did it was just a bitch move. A bitch-made move. Whether his dad uploaded that or even he uploaded it and he's the one in the comment section, I personally believe he uploaded on his dad's account. And he's in the comment section acting like his dad. I do. And it's just a bitch move. And there's a guy you can't trust. And if you're in a National Football League team and you have a good locker room right now, and you got to be wondering, do we want this? Now, I'm sure someone's going to pick him up. I hope someone like the Lions or some bad team picks him up. I personally could care less where he goes. If he goes to the Ravens, I think it'll be hilarious because he's going to have a lot of problems there getting the ball. I know Lamar Jackson, everyone thinks he's great, but if you look at him in the playoffs, he's absolutely horrible. I mean, he's the reason their team loses. So I kind of hope he goes to the Ravens. I do. I want him to go to the Ravens so bad. I want to see how he acts when he's got a quarterback that can't make the simple throws, the simple necessary throws to get on the ball. Hey, Lamar can throw a deep ball, no doubt about it. No big deal. But I hope he does go to the Ravens. I do. Or the Lions or something like that. But like I said, the Browns, they control their own destiny. If they go 8-1, they're in the playoffs. If they go 7-2, they got to hope for something to happen. Because the Colts are playing good ball right now. Boy, that game that they blew against the Ravens is really looking bad. But the Browns control their own destiny still. And this locker room, I think, will be galvanized if we get a victory over Cincinnati. Kevin Stefanski basically, he's full responsible for that Steeler loss. You scored 10 points, and here's the thing about Stefanski. He proved after we got down 15-10 that he could have devised an offense that would have moved the ball down the field. He proved that because we started moving the ball down the field. However, he waited till we got down with 8 minutes left. He should have done that from the get-go. Kevin Stefanski's a stubborn mule, and he's killing his team. If I was Andrew Berry, I would seriously think about firing this guy or at least taking play calling duties off him because his play calling is antiquated, and he got rid of another wide receiver, Stephon Diggs, and now Odell Beckham because of Stefanski. So you might want to think about replacing Kevin Stefanski or at least taking play calling duties away from him. His team leads the league in penalties. No one talks about that muff punt against Pittsburgh either. I haven't heard one word. That clearly hit the player, and Kevin Stefanski just let it go. That changes the game right there. We win the game. The bottom line is if AVP called plays, we would have beat the Steelers by a drum. So, like a drum. I think Kevin Stefanski needs to take a hard look in the mirror and wondering if his offensive philosophy that he brought over here from Minnesota that he thought he could win with back in 2017, you still think you can win with it now? You're 4-4. You're not going to win with it, Kevin. It's time to get with the times, son. And Andrew Berry needs to stop signing players like Austin Hooper and John Johnson. If you're going to sign John Johnson, let him play what he played. Put him in a defense that's aggressive. He's not a fucking sit back and relax guy. He needs to be aggressive. The Browns right now, their philosophy is all analytic driven. Their defense is going to play off the ball. They want you to go down the field, 14, 15 play drives. They think they'll get turnovers that way. Well, you got 3 turnovers on the year or something like that. You're not getting turnovers that way. Start playing aggressive. Our defense can't get off the field when we need them to get off the field because they're playing lackadaisical. You got to play aggressive the whole game, and things will change. Our defense is horrible right now. It's underachieving, and 3rd and 20, I don't have any confidence in it. So we need to move from the top end down. And if Mayfield's not the guy, then guess what? Put Keenan in. I don't care. Get a quarterback next year. I can care less who the quarterback is in this team. But right now I'm seeing a head coach that wouldn't utilize any quarterback. He just doesn't want to budge off his system. He doesn't want to. He wants to run this system. And if he thinks he's going to bring that same system to Cincinnati and win this game, you got another thing coming, son, because you're going to have to put points up this week. And your offense right now, the last, 3 weeks, 7, 17, and 10 points, that's not cutting it. I don't know how the fuck you're still offensive coordinator, you fucking clown. Stage him. Anyway, that's it. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. What's stage him mean? Think about it. God, stage him. Stage him. You know what stage him means, bro. Guy's a clown. Stage him. Stage him. Stage him. Stage him. Stage him. Stage him. I hate him. He's terrible. He killed football in Cleveland. Worst coach we ever had. Hey, that playoff game against Kansas City, Mayfield was throwing darts all game. Go look at that tape. 8 minutes back, we get the ball back. Look at his plays. Run, run, pass. Run, 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 pass. He's just terrible. He shut his offense down with 8 minutes left. We would have won that game if Alex Van Pelt called plays. We had that game. And guess what? We would have beat the Bills last year. And we would have won the Super Bowl. We probably got beat by Tom Brady, but still, good experience. Kevin Stefanski totally dropped the ball there. If he was coaching against Pittsburgh in that playoff game, we would have lost that game. Stage him. Stage him. God, stage him. Stage him. God, stage him.